Halfway up Whiskey Ridge sits a house that looks like it crawled out of a nightmare and decided to stay. Tin roof is sagging, porch boards warped, no lights, no power, just trees pressing in like they're listening. Falcon stood on that porch, head tilted slightly. There's a stretch of mountain in the back end of Butler Holler where the dark doesn't feel empty. It feels loaded. Hawk leaned against the doorframe behind him. Feel that? Falcon asked. Hawk inhaled slow. A grin spread across his face. Oh yeah, he said. You're getting close. Down below, moving through the trees without a single snapped twig. 3 massive black wolves cut through the mountain like ghosts. No hesitation, no fear. By sunrise, Butler Holler was going to smell like ash and rain. Sheriff Daniel Maddox didn't believe in monsters until he had to. 6 nights of surveillance on that Whiskey Ridge house, 2 heat signatures inside, no power, no vehicles, the bodies turning up 3 counties over, and they were all drained dry, ritual staging, and clean scenes. He didn't write vampire in his reports, but he made 1 call on a secure line, unregistered contact. Whiskey Ridge, he said when she answered. Falcon and Hawk? Wendy asked calmly. Maddox blinked once. Yep. We're already moving. He didn't ask how. Didn't question what she was, because every deputy staged in Butler Holler, they already knew. The department didn't talk about Wendy, Venus, and Asa officially, but they damn sure relied on them. Keep it contained, Maddox said. Wendy's reply was simple. Oh, you know, we will. By the time they crossed into Butler Holler, Wendy, Venus, and Asa were already in wolf form. Massive, black, built like something the mountain itself would fear. 30 miles in 5 hours through Appalachian terrain wasn't impressive to them. It was just a warm-up. They ran ravines, leapt fallen timber, crossed creek beds without leaving more than ripples. Silent, efficient. Wendy led. Venus flanked left. Asa held the right. Halfway up Whiskey Ridge, Wendy slowed. The scent hit. Old blood, but fresh blood and arrogance. Falcon stepped under the porch above them. He sniffed the air and smiled. They're here. Hawk rolled his shoulders like he'd been bored all week. Good, he said. Let's eat. Wendy surged forward. Falcon launched off the porch before Wendy ever reached it. They collided mid-slope. Impact split bark from a tree trunk and sent loose rock sliding downhill. Venus peeled off toward Hawk. Asa intercepted before Hawk could gain momentum. Body slammed. Claws tore into wet earth. Hawk laughed. 3 wolves. That's cute. Venus shifted mid-motion. Fur snapping back into skin. Silver blade already in hand when she rose. She slashed his ribs. Smoke hissed from the wound. Hawk's grin faded. Oh, Venus said calmly. You feel that, do you? Downhill. Wendy shifted back to human long enough to drive her fist into Falcon's jaw, and he spat blood. You still hunger, he growled. She hit him again. Yeah, she said. I just don't feed sloppy. Deputies heard the crash echo down Whiskey Ridge. Ramirez swallowed. Sir? Maddox kept binoculars locked uphill. He could barely track the movement because it was too fast, too violent. Wendy, he spoke into encrypted comms. Nothing but static. Then her voice. Engaged. Stay put. No panic, no drama. Every deputy there knew what she was. They all knew they were shapeshifters. knew they hunted vampires. Nobody moved. You don't jump into a fight between apex predators unless you want to die. Falcon disengaged at first, not retreating, just repositioning. He climbed higher up the ridge to gain elevation. Smart. Wendy shifted back to Wolf and followed, paws digging into mud as the rain picked up. Falcon dropped from an outcrop like a freaking missile. They collided again, this time slamming into exposed rock hard enough to crack stone. He raked her flank, deep. Blood ran hot through her fur. She snapped back, jaws crushing his forearm. Bone splintered audibly. He tore free, flesh ripping. "You're still one of us," he snarled. Wendy shifted to human, silver blade drawn. "Don't lump me in with your fucking pharaoh bullshit." Charged again. They grappled brutally, slipping in mud, smashing into trees, tumbling 10 feet downhill in a tangle of claws and fists, and he slammed her into a boulder. Crack! Rib gave under impact. Pain flared sharp. She ignored it, grabbed his wrist, twisted until the joint popped loose. Then she drove him backward into a jagged rock face, and before he could recover, she plunged silver straight through his sternum. Full depth. Metal sizzled. He gasped. "You could have ruled!" She twisted the blade slowly. "Rule what? This fucking dump?" Cracks spread under his skin. Ash erupted outward. The wind scattered him across Whiskey Ridge, and Falcon was done. Hawk saw Falcon turn to ash. He didn't run. He smiled. "Good," he said. He was getting freaking soft anyway. Venus wiped blood from her blade. "You're next." Hawk's eyes snapped downhill toward the deputies, and he bolted, trying to break containment, trying to drag law enforcement into it. "Oh, hell no," Asa muttered. Wendy shifted mid-sprint and hit Hawk from the side like a goddamn freight train. They rolled violently down Whiskey Ridge, smashing through brush, bouncing off exposed rock, tearing up mud in their wake. Hawk punched her ribs mid-tumble, another crack. She didn't release. She clamped onto his shoulder and dragged him sideways into a jagged stone outcrop, hard enough to split skin open across his back. Venus arrived and drove silver into his side. Smoke poured from the wound. Hawk roared and threw her off. Asa tackled him low, shifting to human mid-impact. They crashed into a fallen log, splintering it. Hawk grabbed Asa by the collar and slammed him into a rock. "You think the cops trust you?" Hawk snarled. "They freaking fear you." Asa spat blood in his face. "Because they should." Wendy shifted back to human, ignoring the grinding pain in her ribs. She locked Hawk's arms from behind. Venus stepped in, silver blade centered. Hawk thrashed violently. "You're monstrous," he screamed. Wendy tightened her grip. "Yeah," she said coldly. "We are." Asa drove the blade straight through Hawk's heart. He convulsed. Ash tore through him from the inside. Then there was nothing. Just rain falling on scorched earth. By the time deputies climbed halfway up Whiskey Ridge, it was all over. There were no bodies, just complete destruction. Wendy stood bruised, but steady. Sheriff Maddox approached. "It's done?" "Yeah," she said, "both." No fear in his eyes, just acceptance. The Butler County Sheriff's Department knew exactly what Wendy, Venus, and Asa were. They didn't deny it, but they didn't document it. But they called when things went sideways, because sometimes the law needs monsters with teeth. They didn't linger. They shifted back into woods before reaching the base of Butler Holler. 3 massive black shadows disappearing into the Appalachian dark. 30 miles before dawn, silent, efficient, and somewhere deeper in those mountains, something had just realized. Falcon and Hawk weren't coming back.